Hello everyone, Alexis here, and as you can see I'm on the top of the hill in a bit of a rainy weather, and it's beautiful and intimate and quiet and peaceful up here despite of what's happening down below in a little town that is below, and at times we can hear the sounds from there. But when I feel into this peace and quietness and intimacy of this space, it makes all the difference to my body, to my health, to my well-being. And as I explore, so for me the biggest exploration has always been nature. And I've sort of gone through all of the different limits as to what I was told I should be doing, especially, as a woman, or even as a woman of a certain age. I don't really follow those kind of rules, and I found that I am so much more resilient. I'm not made of sugar, and actually these kind of things also are very, very enjoyable. There's something that gives me joy, that gives me the thrill of life, of experience, and also to just find out what I'm made of. Because mainly a lot of the stuff that when we experience our soul is actually going outside of those kind of pre-prescribed ideas of what a soul is supposed to be, of what I'm supposed to be. So you have to allow yourself to start perceiving spaces in yourself, about yourself, that will completely change your ideas of who you are, who you've been, how you're traveling, not only values and all of that, but also the image and ideas that you have about yourself, what you can allow yourself to do, to experience, what your body can do. You see, like if you are just, especially in this today's society, well, perhaps not everywhere, but where I'm currently living, especially young people are made to be wrapped up in a cotton wool, as if everything's going to hurt them, make them sick. And then, so they never really learn to deal with life. They never really learn these amazing abilities that they have, and how much the body is connected with everything around them, with nature, with spirits of nature, and with themselves. So for me, when I look out, regardless of what kind of weather there is, I just go and deal with everything that comes my way. And my body feels alive. I feel alive. I feel connected with everything. I don't find myself like a fragile flower or something like that. And I see the magnificence in everything that is around me, in every kind of weather. So nothing really phases me anymore, because I know that step by step I can deal with it. I just take the next step in the now moment and take the next step. And I have found myself in some very hair-raising situations, and I just dealt with them, and it was fine. And so I got to know myself, and I keep getting to know myself and experience myself in different ways that otherwise, if I felt that I had to keep protecting myself, I wouldn't. So I keep allowing all these bigger and more expansive spaces within me to be conscious. So I'm conscious, and I have so much more room to play, so many more places to go to, so many more places to experience, to explore. And so in this way, I would also invite you to not do, like one day nothing and then the next day throw yourself. Let's say if you were learning to swim, you didn't know how to swim and you just throw yourself in the pool, in a deep pool, and see what happens. Well, for some maybe that's an experience you want to have, but just keep going further in whatever you're doing. Just keep going further and allow yourself to experience deeper and more. And you will see that all of those limitations and all of those rules that society imposes on you, and especially to do with nature, because nature is your body is nature. And in these times of viruses and things, it is you, the master that you are becoming, that you need to learn to be so intimate with your body so that you can deal with any viruses that happen out there. And you are no longer afraid of anything, because you embody, you allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into your life, into your experience, into this earth, and to your delight. You discover just how able you are to deal with everything that happens, and just how able you are to deal with whatever is out there. Because and as you're doing that on the outside, you also realize that on the inside. Now, when I first decided to really allow my soul self to come to the foreground, so the creatures of nature helped me. And where I am in Australia, there's a lot of insects here in the tropics. We don't have mammals here. And so they revealed themselves to me. They invited me. One time there was a little praying mantis that kept on coming on to my hand as I was sitting in one of the lookouts. And then I noticed just how cute its eyes were. They were such cute eyes. And so I was thinking already before that I wanted a macro lens for camera. So that next same week I went and bought one. And that's being so close. I had to develop a different way of looking at things, of perceiving things because before I haven't noticed the mini world, and then all of a sudden a whole new world has opened up to me in the same places where I normally walked. And so I had to, and becoming more intimate with something like praying mantis, spiders, that we're supposed to fear, that we're supposed to kill, that we're supposed to scream and run away from, or something like that. They helped me to discover and to open myself up to unknown places, spaces within me. Because as you are, especially initially, as you are allowing your soul to come closer into your consciousness, it is very odd. It does feel very alien to you, because your soul is not human. Your soul is quite different than mass consciousness, than humanity in general, than the matrix. And so initially it may feel alien to you, to your human self. And so those little creatures, as I was getting closer, as I was getting to know them, and as I've lost fear, and as I discovered just how fabulous and wonderful and how much they too enjoy their life. So in that way, I was then allowing also the inner spaces of my own self to open up. So I was allowing myself to perceive on the inside. That's a native orchid. That's a ground native orchid. So I was allowing my inner spaces that were before alien and stranger to me, that before my human self feared. I allowed those spaces to open up, and I allowed myself to walk into them. And so these little creatures that I used to perhaps killed, ran away from, or feared, actually taught me so much. And they helped me to open up to my soul self, because they too are as ancient. They too are a part of this great landscape of reality, this beautiful earth that I too inhabit. And so when you are working with your soul self, when you are opening yourself up, you see there are so many benefits. Yes, there are challenges also, but the benefits, they go much, much further, because now I'm not afraid to be walking in wild places that I so enjoy, because I know it. I know the spaces intimately. I feel, I connect, I touch, I breathe, I smell, I sense. But also, for me too, on the inside, I allowed myself to expand into bigger me, to discover all these spaces that I had no idea that they existed. And yes, when I was opening myself up to all of those spaces, I discovered trauma, I discovered pain, woundedness, all sorts of things. But as you know, when you work with your soul, that all heals. Perhaps from the human perspective slowly, but it heals surely, because the right books come along, the right teachers, the right videos, the right feelings, the right insights, and you become very much so your own healer, because nobody else can heal you but you. So it's not only that you heal your past, but you also are then able to deal with what is happening in the world and you'll continue your life, because as long as we are on this world interacting with the matrix, you can feel the woundedness, and you can also sometimes still get a bit wounded, but you can deal with it in a very effective, very quick, and very self-loving way. And so if you can hear all the birds, that's the rainbow lorikeets and other birds. They're normally a bit louder when it's sunny. And so from me, Alexis, I leave you for now, and I'll keep enjoying this wonderful atmospheric rainy day.